Hi, welcome to my channel Evolution Through Meditation. If you don't know me, my name is Lada, and I'm a meditation teacher. I'm a trained psychic reader, and I create sanctuaries around the world for people to come in and move energy and become more connected spiritually to their physical bodies so they can live in alignment with their highest truth, joy, and purpose. And it's end of May 2026. And today I'm here to talk about the energetics that I'm noticing in myself, in the world, also in my students and clients. So if you are experiencing some of these, hopefully you will not think anymore that you're alone in this and it's just you that is happening to, and you're failing and you're invalidated, and what am I doing wrong, am I doing enough? That's a lot of the questions I'm hearing from my clients when they come to sessions. Am I doing enough? Have I done something wrong? And I'm here to tell you that you haven't. You can leave more validated and grounded. So I'm going to be talking, we're going to do a grounding exercise. You can really connect and ground to your body of that invalidation and not good enoughness and have I done something wrongness. So the first energetics that I'm really noticing is massive exhaustion, tiredness, need to really not do anything, like deeply relax, maybe extra sleep, but then also sometimes people wake up in the middle of the night and then they can't sleep, or if you sleep many hours and like me, and then you wake up in the morning and you still feel kind of tired and unmotivated. So that's the first really big energetics. And what is this connected to? There has been a big energetical shift in the world. And if you follow a little bit what's going on, you know that there's a lot going on. Not only in the systems that are breaking and a kind of the last cry before they break, but also to the planet. There are earthquakes all around the world, the volcanoes all around the world. They were dormant for centuries or millennia are waking up. So there is a lot of activity happening beneath us, and we have physical bodies, right? So it's going to influence us no matter how spiritual you are. If you are grounded in your body, you gonna feel it. It's gonna affect you. You might not know what is affecting you, but it's affecting you. And then there is also a lot happening in the cosmos. Not only alignments and the 3-eye atlas, but there's just so much more going on. It's like always something, and there are massive eruptions on the sun that is really influencing us as well, our bodies, and our psyche, and how we can stay grounded and present. And then another thing that I want to address is, since the launch of the 5G internet, that's a really intense energy. And I've been working online for many years, doing this work for many years. I also did my whole training, 6 years of intuitive training online and over the phone. And so I use the online world as a tool, right, to reach my clients, reach my students, and reach people like you that are looking maybe for some answers. Like, I'm feeling something, I'm noticing something, I don't know what it is. And it's a tool. However, since the 5G got launched, everything it has intensified. The programming is running way faster, and it's also connected to the AI, and how there's just so much generated through AI. And so the amount of content, the amount of information, the amount of programming has expanded, like massively expanding, and how quickly it affects our brain, how quickly it can unground us, and so on. So we are really exposed to so much change right now, so much growth. And there is a narrative out there that there's this one future. There's this one future that was chosen for us. A few rich men have chosen this future, and that's the future of machines and AI, and there's nothing we can do about it, and we're just gonna go with it. And kind of, being like a dog that lies on its back and being like, okay, just cover me when you're done with me, right? And what I'm seeing energetically, the reason why this agenda is so loud, because it's just simply not true. There is no future set outside of us. We are the ones who are creating our future. We are the ones who are creating our timeline. And collective experience is a consensus. So if you've heard about the splitting timeline, don't necessarily look at it as something external. Oh, there's going to be this earth and that earth. But it's the frequency, the energetics you are choosing. And really, we all create our own timeline. So as many human beings, that many timelines. And so there is a lot of information, and I see some interviewers having amazing spiritual people, channelers, shamans, astrologers, psychics, and the questions are very focused on the future. Like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen this month? What's going to happen in 2 months? What's going to happen next year? How is this new earth going to look like? And it's more and more focused on something that's out there, right? Because the future isn't here. We can feel it. We can touch it. The body is always in a present time. So unfortunately, that's something that I see becoming another form of programming and kind of dependency on, well, I mean, now it's shitty, but in a year, extraterrestrial beings are going to land and they're going to save us, or this is going to happen, or that's going to happen, and that's going to happen. Unfortunately, that's just another form of programming. And where is the awakening happening? It's happening right now. Right now, when you're here watching this video, right here in your body. This is where you're awakening, in your chakra systems. Your memories are awakening. You're clearing your past lives from the back of your aura, and downloading new information that is way more valid for what is happening right now, what we're creating, us who are choosing the timeline, the earth, of alignment with earth, with our bodies, with each other. Cooperation over competition, shared wealth, shared resources, kindness and love and pleasure that's really aligned with our hearts and our souls, that is really our divine right. So if you feel like, if you're still here and this is like, this is interesting, it might be a bit triggery, that's great. That's the energy in you that wants to be released. If this doesn't resonate, this is just not for you, and that's okay. Come back if something changes. Otherwise, I just wish you a wonderful day. However, if this resonates and feels good also in your body, there's just something that rings true, I will invite you to close your eyes. Let's close our eyes together for a moment and just put your hands on your body. And just bring your awareness wherever those hands are. So we're often in our heads all the time, analyzing, right? Get analyzed. The brain analyzes. We're trained to do that. And breathe where your hands are. And feel the energy of your body and those hands touching your body. Deep breath. And breathe out. Notice here that your hands are going to start vibrating with energy. And they always are, but we don't pay attention. And now move them to a different place that feels good. It might be a place that's sore, feels weak, or that just, it's like, I would really like somebody to touch me there. So touch yourself. And breathe in and out. And then I'm going to invite you to hug yourself. Really give yourself a big hug. And let's take a few breaths. And while you're doing it, feel your feet on the floor. If you're sitting, your butt touching the seat. If you're lying down, feel your whole body. There you go. And you can just let go. And then just look around the room you're in. Because this is your present moment, right? Something to understand is that our mind and our spirit can be anywhere. It can be future, it can be past, it can be present. The same for the spirit. Past lives are really lifetimes that are happening, or all of these continuous realities are happening at the same time. So if we talk about past lives or future lives, it's just part of us experiencing a different reality. So calling our energy back means calling it to this body, to this existence, to this agreement we made and this creation of this physical body, however you call it, this lifetime, and bringing our awareness, attention to it. And notice that we were programmed since we were born to constantly give our attention out to something or somebody. Put always somebody first, otherwise you're selfish. Why are you not paying attention? Sitting in schools, remembering things, getting programmed constantly. How we should talk, how we should walk, how we should move, how we should dress. What does it mean to be a woman? What does it mean to be a man? What's normal? We were programmed into shame. We were programmed into guilt. We were programmed into not enough. We were programmed into pushing and hustling and making things happen. And pretty much that creates the constant exhaustion. And because the energy is higher, it doesn't mean that we're kind of feeling less. It actually means we're feeling more. We're getting more grounded. So what you feel in your body is not new. Kind of try to check in for how long I've actually been this exhausted. But I was so hooked into the matrix agenda. The other word for matrix can be the system that's programming you, pushing you, telling you where to put your focus, what will make you happy. Notice it's always going to be in the future, never in the now. And so we kind of lost, I'm sorry, my dog, I just heard my dog walking the other room. Sometimes he helps me to ground when I get a little bit, woo! And so now, because we're getting more grounded, we're starting to feel more. And maybe you were a feeler. I was born a feeler, and it was so hard to be so empathic that I stopped it, I blocked it. And then the intuitive program that I studied was very focused on, well, if you feel there's something wrong, like you just clear energy, you just blow your pictures, and then you're not gonna feel, as if the body was a problem. And I of course realized that it's not true for me because if we don't feel, what is left? We're human beings. If you're sensitive and empathic, it's not so much about stopping feeling, right? Because it's like cutting your limb. It's part of the gift, but it's learning what is mine and what is not. And it's also part of what I'm teaching in the classes. And what I work with people in my sessions is really helping them release what's not there so they can vibrate and create from their own frequency and energy. So there's a light and dark to everything. everything you name, there's going to be light and dark to it. And so I would say the light of the empath is that we can really feel others. We can be more kind and gentle and tune into kind of other people's shoes. And the dark is that we often, if you're the person who enters the room and immediately knows and notices what's the emotional state of everyone, you're an empath, and this can be a dark side of it because we can lose ourselves. We kind of start living from what is happening in other people, and then another part of this, let's say, dark side of the empath is we can internalize it and take it personally. Somehow it's my fault. Right? Somehow the way this person is angry today, or they're going through this, it doesn't make me feel safe. It's somehow my fault. It often comes from a childhood where we had to emotionally caretake our parents and our surroundings. It didn't feel safe. So we kind of figure out, okay, when mom comes home and she had a bad day at work, if I'm gonna make her coffee, if I'm gonna take care of her, and if I made dinner and wash dishes, she's gonna calm down. She's not gonna punish me. It's one of the examples from my life, from my earlier childhood. And so then we get so programmed that this is kind of how we live, and we lose ourselves. And a healthy, grounded, embodied empath, it stops being about me versus them, or them versus me, but it becomes me and them. And so we need to really feel like how, okay, this person feels this way, I acknowledge it, and how does it make me feel? How do I feel? What's happening in me? And what's present and what's past, right? So for us who are very sensitive and we can say embodied, connected to earth, we're really also feeling what we can call a growth period of earth and all the shifts and changes that are happening. There is sort of clearing happening, many earthquakes, there will be some tsunamis coming, it's inevitable. But it's also, I see every time there is a big earthquake, there's an activation. So if you're in those places and you are safe enough, just also notice what shifts in you after those earthquakes happen. And that's happening, and then there also, there's just very extreme weather. I'm sure you notice it depends on where you are in the world. There can be extreme drought or extreme wetness. There were some extreme winters. There are hurricanes, tornadoes, and the earth is just clearing and clearing and clearing. And the thing is that this is also Earth's natural cycle. So once in a while this is going to happen. We know it historically. However, what we've done as humanity, when we stop living in alignment with Earth and its cycles, and stop communicating with her, and learning from her, we started building structures in places where it's not safe. We became ignorant and disconnected. And this is another thing that I'm noticing in this year of Fire Horse. Many people are realizing if shit goes down, if shit hits the fan, I don't want to be stuck in this place, or this place doesn't feel safe any longer. There's just a big part of me that is just like, this doesn't feel safe. Listen to it. That is your higher self and your body telling you, okay, so if shit hits the fan, where do you want to be? Are you in the place you really want to be at? Do you feel supported by that place? Do you feel supported by the people, by the community? Because things are going to be changing. And I would say it's important, and that's really a lot where the Fire Horse energy can help, is if you feel like you need to move and it's something you're thinking about, if you think about starting something new that's in alignment with your soul and your body, do it. This is where the fire energy really helps. I would say many people understood, and there was kind of that narrative. I made a video about it, I think about a couple of months ago, that was like, Fire Horse, go time. And I will attach this video here. And so people were like, oh, I need to go. It was kind of like running around. It's like, I can't figure it out, but nothing's really working. I'm putting out all this energy. I'm constantly exhausted, but nothing's moving. The Fire Horse energy, energetically, is way more about make aligned action. take time, or if you know it, don't hesitate. Take your energy and put it in something that inspires you, that is aligned with your soul and your heart and your body. And then it's going to grow exponentially. Okay? And for some people, it might be, oh, I need to like move my body. I need to just move it somewhere across the country. Or even I have students that are moving across the whole Europe, right? So they need a lot of that energy, a lot of that fire. And another part here that is good to address can be self-doubt. When you just kind of, you get excited about something and you're like, yes, 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 I'm doing this, and then suddenly there's doubt. This has always been here. You're just becoming more aware of it. We were so programmed to doubt and invalidate our intuition and our guidance. And logically, analytically dissect everything. And notice that it usually keeps you stuck in place. That it just kills your excitement. And it's like, no, like this is going to be too hard. This is not going to work. That's a programming. So if you feel excited about something, do it. Put fire into it, right? And then let it burn. You don't need to continuously be like a dragon that just, dragons don't breathe fire all the time either, right? So they breathe fire and then let it burn. And then if you need to add something to the fire, you do it. And again, the third chakra programming of this very unhealthy system was you keep breathing fire. You keep doing. Don't take a break. If you want to create something, if you want to achieve something, you freaking burn yourself to the ground. And that's what I've seen over and over again, even in spiritual community, even amazing spiritual teachers. Once things started taking off, it was really easy to lose balance and then just kind of match that energy of I just go. And that's the energy of the old world. That really is energy of the old world. You might notice how much energy you put out and then possibly you didn't even harvest the fruit. It was like, I have put out all this energy and where is it? Where's the fruits of my labor? Or if you have really harvested it, what did you have to sacrifice? And looking back at it, is that what you would want to sacrifice again? It can be often your personal life, your friendships, health, relationships, right? And I'm not talking about being single because we really want to have a soulful, deep relationship. I'm really talking about not even having time and availability for anything else because we just work. So that's something also to consider, right? Putting your energy in aligned, having the action being aligned with your guidance. Also dreams are really big. Listen to your dreams right now. There is so much happening. What we can't process, release, or receive consciously is coming through our dreams. So if you're having a very vivid dream space, like I was always a dreamer, but I can tell you since last year, my dreams are on steroids. And every morning I make coffee and I just write my dreams in a journal. And no kidding, probably half an hour every morning I spend writing my dreams and starting to see the repetitive patterns, because the dream isn't always, people sometimes think, oh, dream needs to be literal. I can tell you your unconsciousness is not literal. But when you start writing down even like words, or you don't have to write novels like me because I really remember them vividly. But once you start writing them down, you start noticing their patterns. This is repeating. And this morning I was writing a dream, and then I picked up one of my tarot cards and I suddenly realized how it was connected, and then how it connected to a dream that I had years ago when I still lived in Czech Republic. And the spirit animal that was in it, which I happened to see yesterday live when I went for a walk with my dog in the Arroyo. So you start noticing the synchronicities, the connections. We are being so held and supported in this shift, in this change. There is so much invisible help. And again, in order to connect to it, your attention needs to be here, to be present. Do things that allow your nervous system to relax. And you might want to shift it up. I spoke to one of my amazing students the other day, and we were talking about how, we have these things that really help us relax our nervous system, but suddenly they're not necessarily work, and you have to keep trying different things and then find, well, this is working today, but tomorrow it might not work. Tomorrow is this working. So it's not about the routine. It's not about doing things unconsciously. And for me, I usually go to water, I swim, I love mineral hot springs, natural hot springs. And on Monday, I finally took my ass of town and I went to the hot springs, but I just wasn't doing it. There were like people and I just needed somewhere quiet. And then I just asked a local where are good places, and he sent me to a national forest just 20 minutes away. And it was amazing. There was nobody, just wind. It was so peaceful. And I just sat there after a walk with my dog for a couple of hours, just listening to the silence. And that's when I finally reconnected to myself. It's just like, oh, I remember. Like, that is the big noise of the world, and this is the calmness. This is me. And another great example, I taught a workshop yesterday online, and it was all about healing the nervous system. So very mellows of music and meditation on the ground. And the moment we were finishing and the students came out of the journey, suddenly my headphones stopped working and I was outside. So I had to quickly go inside, because the moment that we came out of that journey, there was just so much noise. Somebody was blowing leaves, then somebody was talking. There was just all this noise, cars and everything. And I had to run with my laptop inside. And then I thought, what does this actually really beautiful symbology of life and the world right now? Like, we can go in and we heal and release all this extra stress and foreign energy from our bodies. And then we must face the world. So it's not like the world will stop being crazy for a while. It's about finding that balance, finding the grounding, things that fulfill you, that make you happy and be creative with it, where you can really feel I'm safe, I'm protected, I'm connected. And then coming back to the world and facing it, right? And then coming back to yourself. It's kind of like a dance. And also just finding people who support that nervous system, when you can really be in the relaxed, the parasympathetic nervous system. They don't stress you out and you can relax with them. Or honestly, we need that time alone. That's where we can hear our guides, our inner voice. That's where we can listen to our body. If we're always surrounded by people, it's really hard to connect to ourselves. Imagine that you would be wanting to have a conversation with somebody and you would be in this really noisy restaurant and everybody was talking and you can't hear the person you want to talk to, right? It's the same with our inner self, inner voice, and our guides. We need those quiet places and times to just connect to ourselves. So let's just take a minute or two to do it. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. There's a lot of talking, I know. And just take a deep breath and put one of your hands on your heart. I have my microphone here. And the other on your abdomen. And let's breathe from the abdomen up to the heart. Let your ribcage expand, your chest expand, and breathe out from the heart to the abdomen and say hello to the connection. We are feeling beings. Our bodies constantly talk to us. Another deep breath from your abdomen to your heart. From your heart down to your abdomen. Feel the heat building. And again. Allow your heart, the center of affinity, the bridge between spiritual and physical, to open. And then as you breathe out, become aware of your abdomen, your sexuality. And then you can let go. And then imagine there is a big fat root, like a juicy spring root coming from the base of your spine, your root chakra. That's the physical chakra. And it starts growing down all the layers of the earth. It just keeps going down, down, down. When it reaches the water below and the caves, the crystals, lava, and then connected to the crystal in the center of the planet, which is the first chakra. And the first chakra is about stability, and it makes our bodies feel safe. A lot of anxiety in today's society comes from being ungrounded, disconnected from Earth. So when you're going around during your day, this is a great way to energetically ground. And it happens naturally, actually, when you're in nature, when you're doing exercises, and you move energy through your body, you start grounding. And then let's also say hello to our sexual organs. So in female bodies, find your ovaries and imagine two roots coming down from your ovaries. And then find your uterus and ground that uterus. And even if your physical organs were surgically removed, your energetical organs are still in your body, so you can actually ground them. And it's going to help you release energy. And for men, find your testicles and just allow roots coming down, growing down from your testicles to the center of the planet. And so breathe doing it. It really takes like that. Our mind wants to overthink it. Spirit does it like that. And then ground your prostate. And let's just take a deep breath, few deep breaths, and breathe through your feet, up through your legs, your pelvis, belly, chest, behind your eyes, and up to your head. Open that crown chakra on top of your head, and then breathe out and allow any tension go out. And just become aware of your whole body. Yeah, roll your shoulders a little bit. Let's shake. Oh, shaking is really good for nervous system too. Just letting go of any of that excess energy. Ha! And now you're ready to go back to your day, or if you're going to bed, sweet dreams. Thank you for bearing with me until the end. I really appreciate it. I also do one-to-one sessions. I will add a link to the comments. It's going to be pinned on top of the comments. They're all online, so it doesn't depend when you are in the Word. I've been doing this for many years, so if you're right now kind of struggling with your direction or hitting some energy around your next step, I can help you clear that energy and help you align with your higher self so you can actually hear yourself, your inner voice, and your guidance, and also act on it. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.